I'm making a double batch of my Italian bread, testing the Zacme. This top part's going counterclockwise, and the dough hook is going clockwise. That's neat. We are at 16 minutes and 48 seconds, and I'm gonna pause this. Did you know you could pause the 5.5 quart Zacme by pressing both the up and down buttons at the same time? You can. So I just wanted to take a moment and point out the dough's not there yet. Had I used the wire whisks, I'd have been there in 3 minutes. But I'm testing specifically for the dough hook and to see how this machine holds up over long time mixing. It's not hot at all. In my bread classes, 15 minutes, well, 10 minutes in even, the KitchenAids all smelled really hot. It smelled almost electrical. We have nothing. Nothing's hot on this thing. This is amazing. And I bought this with my own money. Just a heads up on that. Even if I didn't buy it, I'm not gonna hold back on what I think about stuff. Just not that kind of person. I don't like to be told what to say or not to say. So I'm gonna unpause by pressing both buttons. Ah, isn't that cool? All right. Yes, very neat, that mixing mechanism. We're at 20 minutes and some, almost 21. I'm gonna stop the mixer, okay? Oh, let's check out another cool feature, shall we? The mixer is paused. I'm going to lift up the dough up top, and look what happens. When this gets raised, the light goes off, it powers down. What a cool safety feature. I highlighted this in the last video where I did Angus rum versus Zacme for the Italian bread dough. But I really find that to be such a great trick. And I'm pushing down on this head, but it's not coming down. Another great safety feature. If you've ever been banged up by your KitchenAid, when it drops down and you're not prepared for it, so frustrating. The only way to get this back down is to press the release in the back. There's a lever right there. You have to press it and it releases. And look at that. The lights come back on. The mixer is on. It's a safety feature, y'all. Isn't that great? Okay, since it's been 20 minutes and I don't have all night, switching to the whisk so I can get this whipped up. Not saying this isn't a good mixer. I'm just saying this style of dough hook for the Italian bread, it can take such a long time to be ready. And this is what I had when I was mixing by hand. The time that I did my mixing batch by hand and it turned out really well, I did an hour autolyze. I don't have time to rest. It's 9 o'clock, so I want to get this bread done. I'm going to switch to the wire whisk, finish this up. I'll show you how quick it is. And then I can add my yeast and get moving. I have my wire whisk in. I'm going to kick it on and up. That's the sound I'm looking for. Hear that? And look what happened. Our dough has climbed. Let me kick the light back on. Our dough has climbed the whisks. That is beautiful gluten development. Look how it cleaned the bowl. I didn't take a timer. It was approximately 2 minutes to get to this state. Now we were mixing with the dough hook, but yesterday it took me, 3 minutes to get to this state with the wire whisks. This is an excellent option for high hydration dough like the Italian bread. It's 90% hydration. My higher hydration is 120%. It's very high. Perfect for wire whisks. Gorgeous, gluten development. Oh. Okay, so I got the head up. And we're going to unwrap the dough from the wire whisks. Isn't that beautiful? Look at those gluten strands. Ooh, and it's a nice smooth. See how the dough is much more smooth and shiny? It doesn't look shaggy. That's what we're looking for. Okay. If you were to try to make that Italian bread with the dough hook on the KitchenAid, you'd burn out your motor. I'm going to use 2 hands here. So using wet hands, I'm going to grab the dough from this whisk. It's just so beautiful. This Italian bread dough is my favorite. It's my favorite to play with. I would say it's similar in consistency to oobleck, or like that slime. Okay, so once our dough has climbed the whisks, we know we've got excellent gluten development, and I can show you that again with wet hands. And we can pull our dough up and out of the mixer, and it spreads so thin. I don't know if you can tell that. I don't have very good light at night, and that's when I get to do most of my videos. Okay. But this is phenomenal. So we're gonna switch to the dough hook. Okay. Switch this back down. That's one feature I don't like on this one, is the front panel. You push on the top to remove this front panel, and then it comes off so that you can connect your pasta maker, grinders, or other attachments, and then you just push it back on, and it doesn't fall off, and you can't like pull it off, but it's easy to knock or bump. That's my only gripe, and it's a small one. Okay, so we're gonna sprinkle in our yeast. Since I'm doing a double batch, I got 20 grams of yeast in there. Now I'm gonna turn this for you. We're gonna turn this up to 3. Okay. And we already have window pane. We're really just mixing right now to fully incorporate the yeast. So there was just see the big strands that kind of get pulled from the very edge of the bowl and around. That's gluten. Those are gluten strands. All right, that's plenty of mixing. We're going to turn it off. And that's all the way off. But if I wanted it to be on but not mixing, there is a setting for that. Isn't that great? Okay. Now I'm going to oil my bowl and do my first set of stretch and folds. Nothing in this recipe is different after the mixing phase. So I'm not going to waste your time and video all of this again. I've done, I don't know how many Italian bread dough videos. The most important part is what you saw today, how I use the whisk. For high hydration doughs, if you're using a lower hydration dough, like a sandwich bread, you are not going to use the whisk. You will use your dough hook. It will come together apparently in under 8 minutes. I'm going to test that. But look at this gorgeous dough. I really like this mixer a lot. And if I'm able to turn it sideways, it'll fit on my counter, and I have actually more counter room to work with in the front. This thing's not very wide. It's like this wide. That's great. I don't have a whole lot of space in my kitchen to work with. This could really work well. So far, this is day 2 of my Zacme. I love this. Whoever gets this mixer, and by the way, I will be raffling this off to some lucky participant, some subscriber of Just Millet, and someone who is a follower on my social media, be it YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest. Somebody's gonna win this mixer. I'm not keeping it. Okay? What I would like is to test out the bigger mixer, because sometimes I do make much bigger batches. And if I like that better than my Angus room, I'm gonna get rid of the Angus room. Somebody's gonna have a real sweet deal with that. But this, I'm gonna test it out, and like I do with Mills and other, gosh, I've passed along some pretty good things so far. My Pampered Chef Deluxe cooking blender, I milled with that for the first 6 months. That went on to someone else. I had the Nutrimill Classic grain mill. That went on to a good friend of mine. I had the Mock Mill 100, the Mock Mill 200. They also went on to other people. The Bosch Compact Mixer, one of my favorite mixers, especially for the money. If you can find one of them on Facebook Marketplace or something, get one. They are beasts for little tiny plastic mixing machines. They really are. And if you are a traveler, like you go on vacation a lot, or we got some empty nesters who travel a lot, right? You need a mixer that's gonna be lightweight, easy to pack, and take that thing with you. If you're going on vacation more than once a week, or whatever, your vacationing is a significant portion of the year, that's not vacation, okay? And you need to be eating not like you're on vacation. Some people eat real poor on vacation, and I get it. But if you are vacationing more than the average bear, then consider that you can't eat that way all the time. And bring your mill, bring your mixer, or mill, and bring the flour. I don't know about doing that through TSA. They might flag you for something and you lose your flour. That would be so sad. You'd probably do better off with your mill and your grains. All right, I got my beautiful ball of dough, and I am going to set this back on here, cover it, let it rise, then I'll shape, let it rise while my oven preheats, and we'll have some bread later. I hope you enjoyed this little insight in how the Zacme works. And if you're a KitchenAid user, because I get it, you have a mixer, you put a lot of money into something that you thought was really good, and now people are telling you it's not good enough for the bread. That's got to be really frustrating. I know it was for me. I bought a KitchenAid thinking it would be great for the bread, and it wasn't holding up. I get that. If you don't have to buy another mixer, then you probably don't want to. Cool. make the Italian bread. Use your whisks. Right? If not, buy the Zacme at $99. How could I pass that up? All right, I'll shut up now. Good night.